Hey guys, most welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm live back again. Today I have bring you a really amazing topic which is about stroke. So you stay tuned so that you don't miss any single point. And don't forget to click the subscribe bell as well as notification bell to keep updated. This is going to be a live important message, especially different people that are struggling with this condition. So it's going to help you, it's going to help your family. So if you capture the information, you have to share your friends, and don't forget to share as well as your friends so that they don't miss the information that is going to help them to live healthy and strong. So when we're talking about stroke, what's a stroke? Sometimes it's called brain attack. Right? Why is it called brain attack? You understand? When a person is having a stroke, um what happened, there is a blockage of the supply of the blood to the brain, right? To the brain as well as the entire other parts of the body. So what happened is, one is there is less oxygen in the brain. Remember, for the initial video that was explaining about yellow fever, was mentioning about the brain is an oxygen consumer, right? So if there is a less brain, if there is less oxygen in the brain, it's the cells of the brain that are going to suffocate because they are going to have more carbon dioxide, which is not necessary for their function, for their proper functioning. So let's dig much about it. So we have got two types of stroke. We have got ischemic stroke, and also we have got hemorrhagic stroke. All right. When you're talking about ischemic stroke, this comes in when the channel that supply the blood to the brain is blocked, right? As we just say, so it's blocked. So once that one is blocked, it means the brain cells, they're going to need more oxygen, but there will be less supply of the oxygen to the brain cell. Then they are going to die if maybe it takes time. All right. So let's dig much about it. So if you are looking at the hemorrhagic stroke is when the blood vessel they have burst because of the blockage of the channel. So the brain need more oxygen. So the heart will try to pump more blood so that heart to supply to the brain cells. All right. So if there is less oxygen in the brain cells, this is going to happen. It's going to force the channel where it's to supply the brain cell with oxygen, right? To supply the oxygenated blood to the brain cells for the brain to start functioning well, right? So now, if this channel is blocked, now what happened is going to burst so that it has to allow the blood. So in that way, you find that the way it's not going to reach because it has burst, so it's going to move to other tissues, right? So it's really important how to figure this out and understand some of the things that we have to avoid so that we don't have this condition, because it's really risky to the point that a person can easily die without um, um thinking or without expecting to die, right? People, they expect to feel like, I feel like I'm to die. You see, but this one is an emergency, something that just comes suddenly, that even if you don't plan, it can come in a sudden way. So it's really important that we have to understand this and figure out some of the causes, and be able to avoid some of the causes of it. So let's look at some of the causes of stroke. So we have got hypertension or high blood pressure. It's one of the causes. If a person has been struggling with high blood pressure, can easily be driving into stroke, which is really bad. So we have to understand how to avoid high blood pressure. Hope you understand by doing some of the physical exercises, drinking hot water. All those things are really important because they are trying to remove some of the fats that broke the channel to the that broke the channel which supply the blood to the brain, which is oxygenated blood. So it's really important that when you are doing exercise, and when you are doing, or when you're also drinking hot water, is going to liquefy the fats or the crystals which has been logged in the blood vessels. So it's really important, even you are not even going to experience the hemorrhagic. So another point is cigarette smoking. People who really smoke, they are at risk of developing stroke, because they affect the process of breathing or respiration. So it's really important we have to understand these things so that we don't um, maturely uh, experience them. And also heart failure. Heart failure. If a person is having a heart failure, it's not the the heart is unable to pump the blood to the brain. It means the brain is going to lack oxygen, as we earlier said. That's why it's known as also a brain attack. Once the brain is lacking oxygen, it means every process, because it's going to be affected, because the brain is responsible for many things, for the sake of for you to see, for you to speak, for you to do everything. It's the process that communicates with the brain. The brain tells what the body what have to do. For me to move the hand to this word, it's the brain that tells me to say take the hand to this word. It's the brain that is there is that communication, neurons, all that they are controlling, they're sending message to the brain, so that the message had to be transferred where and be interpreted where. So it's really important we have to understand if a person is having heart failure, it means can develop stroke. Another point is diabetes. People who are having conditions like diabetes, they are easily to develop stroke. So it's really important we have to trace out these challenges. For example, if a person is having diabetes, you understand there is uncontrollable um, the duration of the sugar in the body. So all of that is going to affect the person health. So it's really important. So let's look at some of the signs of stroke. A person is going to have numbness and what we call also paralysis of one side. One side is going to be like one side, like this side is going to feel like, oof, there's nothing that you can't even, if they can beat, you can't even feel like maybe there's something. The one side is going to die, all right? And the one side is going to be working, which is not important. This happened just because there's a blockage of one side, which is causing the cell here not to be supplied with oxygen. So you find that this person is having the condition of numbness, right? So, and at the same time, if maybe this person is having all of this condition, can have dizziness. You find that they feel like they can faint, they can do what you understand what I mean? Because the brain lacks oxygen. The brain is responsible for every process. You understand? So for you to see all of that is a brain. So if it's lacking oxygen, it means all of those processes are going to be affected, as well as uh, lack of vision or trouble with seeing. For you to see, you are going to face challenge, because the brain once you see, we see something, you have seen something, that thing has to be captured by the eyes, so they have to go to the retina where it has to send the message to the brain. Then the brain, it tells what the retina has to interpret the vision of that what has seen, right? Because they will have got also receptors which we call we have got rods and cones, all of those in communication with the retina, and also sending the message to the brain back to the retina to tell the image that to say this is the phone, this is the pen, right? All that, there's a big process. So all that needs oxygen for it to function well. So it's really important that we have to figure that and be able to understand it well. So a person can also have some of the condition like problem in speaking or understanding, because for you to interpret the message you need the brain. So it's the brain which is responsible for that. So it's really important. So if the brain is lacking oxygen, it means it can't function properly. And at the same time, let me also highlight the last point, which is lack of balance. Remember, the cerebellum is really important for balancing. So if it's lacking oxygen, it means its duty is going to fail. So it's really important to have to understand these things and be able, once you are able to see these things, please, you have to rush to see a doctor that have to help you to maintain your life healthy, right? So it's really important. So as I earlier said, don't forget to click the subscribe bell as well as the notification bell to keep updated. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.